Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 616th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. Just to say, this is a very rare Brotherhood team versus non-Brotherhood team. This is a cracking battle for you to watch, and it's one of the closest battles I've been in for a long time. As you can see, it's fought on the Germanic forest map with the big open plains like we've talked about before, where you can fight out in the open if you want, a flat map, or you can hide your units in the woods and spring those nasty ambushes onto enemy troops if you want. So as I say, it's a very good map to play on the Germanic forest map. Okay, our first teammate is somebody who's called himself Gandalf the White, but is in fact Scorpion King SR. Now, a lot of you might not know this, but Scorpion King SR is an honorary member of the Brotherhood for about 13 or 14 years now. So as I say, Scorpion King is an honorary member of the Brotherhood, and he has got 11 infantry, 3 archers and 6 cavalry. Okay, 11 infantry, 3 archers and 6 cavalry. If you have a look here, you'll see that he's got an eagle unit and an infantry general there for extra morale for his infantry. Let's say Scorpion King hasn't got any saved armies. He always builds individual armies for individual battles. There. Let's say have a quick look at the upgrades on his archers there, and you'll see that he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. We know these archers are good, but to put 2 experience stripes on them, that kind of makes them super archers there. So I think that's a pretty good army there. Be interesting to see how well Scorpion King does with them. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member MANTU. Now, MANTU has got 7 Silver Shield Pikes, 7 Silver Shield Legionnaires, 2 Archers, and 5 Cavalry. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the upgrades on his Silver Shield Legionnaires, and you'll see he's got 7 upgrades, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. Now these look very much like urban cohorts, but they aren't. They can throw pilers and they can form testudo, but really they're not anywhere near as good as the urban cohorts, but they're quite good infantry in their own right. And of course he's got his pike units there as well. Remember, like we've talked about in so many battle videos before, the enemy have got to fight down those long pikes to kill the man on the other end. So he's got a mixture of Silver Shield Legionnaires and Silver Shield Pikemen. But let's have a look at his cataphracts, the upgrades on his cataphracts, and there you'll see he's got 8 upgrades on his cataphracts, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Remember, we call these guys the tanks of the ancient world. I know we've talked about this before, and we call them the tanks of the ancient world because they're armored from head to toe, and when they attack, they kind of go in like a tank, if you see what I mean. So that's a pretty good Seleucid army. Be interesting to see how well MANTU does with that. And as I say, interesting combination of Legionnaires and pikemen in this army. Most people usually bring just pikes and maybe the 1 or 2 Legionnaires. So that's an interesting army build. Our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who's bought his very old Greek cities army of 14 Spartans and 5 mixed archers. And when I say mixed archers here, you can see I've got the long range expensive Cretan archers. I've got 3 of those, and I've got 2 of the cheap short range archers as well. And as we've seen in other battle videos, if you use those properly, they can be very effective in battle. So let's say I've got 5 archers, 3 Cretan archers, and 2 of the cheap short range archers there. That is a very old Spartan army there. We've got a very diverse team, I think. We've got Rome with Scorpion King, we've got Seleucids with MANTU, and we've got myself with Greek cities. And let's say this is a really unusual battle, a Brotherhood team versus non-Brotherhood team. At this stage of the battle, I thought we'd have a look at a couple of our battle formations. Here you can see his MANTU Seleucid formation. So he's got a Levy pike unit. That's a cheap pike unit. He's got his Polar Shield unit there. And then he's decided to put his pikes in his forward part of his battle formation there, and his Legionnaires in the rear of his battle formation. Now there is a reason for that, I think, and that is because when the enemy attack his pikemen, his Legionnaires then can throw their pilers over the top of their pike allies into the attacking enemy troops there without being attacked themselves. So that's an interesting battle formation there. It'll be interesting to see how well it works during the course of the battle. Let's say MANTU doesn't bring Seleucid that often, so it'll be interesting, as I say, to see what he does. And anybody recognises Polar Shield formation there? Does it look a little bit familiar? I notice every now and again Scorpion King copies my Polar Shield formation there. I find it quite strong, actually. Over the years, I found this formation quite strong. And as I say, Scorpion King does copy from time to time. And that's an interesting battle formation that he's got there. Should be a great one for you to watch. And here is the other team. We have RTW player LACJAC. Now LACJAC has got 14 infantry and 5 cavalry. Okay, 14 infantry and 5 cavalry. I say LACJAC, very good player. Let's just see what the upgrades is on his cavalry, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. I think he's got 7 upgrades on his cavalry, and experience, stripe, gold shield, gold attack, which is unusual for him because he's usually got really good upgrades on his infantry and just gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. So that's a bit of a different army from what I usually see him bring. Okay, their next teammate is RTW player Belisarius. A lot of you know him, very good player. He's got 11 infantry, 3 archers and 6 cavalry. Okay, 11 infantry, 3 archers, 6 cavalry. A good balanced army there. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry, and you'll see he's got 7 upgrades and experience, stripe, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. Okay, so I think that's a pretty good balanced army there. It'll be interesting to see how well he does with that during the course of the battle. And their last teammate is RTW player Ares. Now Ares has got 12 infantry, 3 archers and 5 cavalry. Okay, 12 infantry, 3 archers and 5 cavalry. And if we look at these upgrades there, you'll see his infantry have got 7 upgrades on, and experience, stripe, gold shield, gold attack on his infantry. Okay, so as I say, that experience stripe really can make a difference in the battle. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry, and I think he's got 1, 2, I think he just got 6 upgrades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 upgrades on his cavalry, gold shield, gold attack. Okay, so I think that's a pretty good army there. So there's the enemy team. As you can see, 3 Roman armies. 3 good Roman armies with 3 really good RTW players. Okay, up against 1 Roman, a Seleucid, and Greek cities. Do you think either team has got a faction advantage, or do you think it's pretty even? Just to say, it's going to be an incredibly close battle. One of the closest I've been in for a while, and a cracking battle too. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought we'd have a cavalry count of both teams, as this could prove pivotal to the outcome of the battle. Okay, you can see Ares here has got 5 cavalry. Okay, then we've got Belisarius has got 6, so that's 11 cavalry so far. Okay, and then LACJAC has got 5. Okay, so they have got 16 cavalry units. Now, as I say, this could prove pivotal and decisive, especially towards the latter stage of the battle. So remember, the enemy team have got 16 cavalry units. We've got Scorpion King with 6 there, and MANTU's Seleucid cataphracts are hiding in the woods, but he's only got 5. So we've got 11 cavalry units against their 16. Okay, 11 cavalry units against 16, and this could prove pivotal to the outcome of the battle. Okay, those extra 5 cavalry units that the enemy team have got, if used properly, as I say, it could be a decisive factor in this game. Be interesting to see. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle here, you can see we've got our archers at the front of our Seleucid ally there, trying to cover his pike units from archer fire there. You can see that there's a bit of archer tussle going on, but you can see that LACJAC has sent one of his cavalry units over to intercept our archers there. If you notice there, but if you notice, he's backing that cavalry unit off because he's seen that MANTU has brought his Seleucid cataphracts out of the woods where he had them hidden. So as I say, it's back to a archer tussle here, where we're trying to cover our Seleucid allies' 121 man units, which of course are very susceptible to archer fire. Here's that cavalry unit coming at us again from LACJAC, charging forward again, trying to get our archers again. Once again, very aggressive, very attacking there by LACJAC, and you can see the cataphracts closing in on that cavalry unit. Are they going to hit him, or is he going to get away? I see MANTU just pulled his cataphracts back at the last minute there. But as I say, we've got to get our archers firing here, because as I say, the enemy will try and concentrate their archer fire on our Seleucid ally there. As we've talked about before, the 121 man units are extremely susceptible to missile damage, so the enemy may well target that. Right, okay, can you see a couple of Belisarius' cavalry coming across to get my archers? Let's pause the game for a second. Okay, so you can see Belisarius there sending a couple of his cavalry units across trying to get my archers out, because I've got no cavalry support on this flank to guard my archers. If you notice, both MANTU and Scorp's cavalry are the other flank there. I've got no cavalry to support here, so that cavalry of the enemy can smash into my archers, and there's not really a lot I can do about it. Nice aggressive hit there by Balis, and nice battlefield awareness by him, seeing our team's cavalry on the other flank. I'm going to run my Greek stitches forward there in the hope of catching one of those cavalry units, and bang! As my spear units charge in there, we've managed to hook those 2 cavalry units there with my Greek cities there, and they have now both of those have routed. So that was quite a good defensive move there with me and my Spartans there. Try and chase down and rout those couple of enemy cavalry units that were trying to get my archers there. Okay, so as I say, look at the Julii cavalry dead there. They did suffer quite a lot of casualties there trying to get my archers. I think my Spartans did well there in bringing down a lot of that Julii cavalry there. So quite pleased with that. In fact, we might have routed one of their units there. Or actually, I can see, I think one cavalryman left in a unit there, so we might have routed a complete cavalry unit there. Took it out. So yeah, so I was pleased with the way that the Spartans managed to defend their archer friends there. But as I say, you can see a lot of enemy troops moving over to our right flank. You see Ares and LACJAC both moving over to our right flank. Looks like a team plan coming together here. And you can see Belisarius moving over towards my Spartans. So as I say, obviously there's a bit of a team plan going on that they've talked about. And as I say, Belisarius looks like he's coming over to face my Greek cities here. If you notice here, can you see Scorpion King has now brought a cavalry unit over to help defend his archers and mine as well on this flank. He spotted there that the enemy had spotted we had no cavalry to cover our archers on that flank, so he's brought some supporting cavalry units over. So well done to Scorpion King there. As I say, one of Ares' cavalry units, Belisarius' cavalry units been reduced down to 28 from 54. So as I say, we did cause a lot of casualties to that enemy cavalry when they tried to take out my archers. As I say, there you can see Scorpion King's brought both of his two cavalry units over there to defend our archers. So nice bit of support there by Scorpion King. But I say, over on the right flank here, you can see LACJAC with his Brutii troops being extremely aggressive. It looks to me like his troops, so you can see a lot of pilots being exchanged there. It looks to me like the team plan, the enemy team plan here is maybe for LACJAC to hold and pin Scorpion King's SBQR troops while Ares move around the flank. I don't know what you guys think. That's what it looks like to me. Maybe LACJAC here is supposed to pin and hold Scorpion King here. As I say, well, Ares does a right flanking action here. That looks like the plan. If I was MANTU, I'd get my cataphracts out the way there because there's a lot of enemy infantry closing in. Okay, on the other flank here, you can see that Belisarius here has brought his Julii army around the flank here. Looking like he's going to try and flank our Seleucid ally. Notice I'm keeping my Spartans at the back yet because I haven't decided where I'm going to hit. You can see MANTU's pilot shield unit that he had at the front of his pike units has now been routed. Okay. So it'll be interesting to see what Belisarius is going to do with his Julii infantry. Right, you can see he's moving forward. Right, you can see here, let's just pause the game for a second, that MANTU is moving his pikes back, okay, but he's leaving his infantry that he's put into Testudo right at the front of his battle formation. Now, if he moves his pikes too far back here, this infantry in Testudo could become isolated and could become a good target for enemy troops there. Okay, so if I was him, I'd pull those troops out of Testudo and pull them back with the pikes. Otherwise, those units in Testudo could be a little bit isolated there. Okay, you can see him bringing his pike units back there and leaving, as I say, those infantry units in Testudo. Now here you can see Belisarius with his Julii infantry bringing up more here on our left flank, looking like he really wants to take on my Spartans there. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. Okay, so as I say here, you can see if you look at our team here, we've gone defensive. I think we've gone a bit passive here. Okay, now the moment you go passive or defensive, you hand the initiative to the enemy. Now maybe this is the right time of the battle for us to go defensive. That is very often happens in a battle where it's the right time to be defensive here. But as I say, when you go defensive, when you go passive, you hand the initiative to the enemy, and we can only react to the enemy there. Okay, so as I say, we kind of dance to their tune because we only react to their movement. Now we've gone defensive, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. As I say, MANTU's Legionnaire units in Testudo look incredibly isolated to me out the front there, and it wouldn't surprise me if the enemy spotted that and tried to take them out. As I say, I think MANTU needs to pull them out of Testudo and pull them back to the rest of us there. But you can see that cavalry going in there and bang, and it smashes in there. And as I say, those units in Testudo have been incredibly isolated and being routed as well. So MANTU could well lose most of his legionnaires there. There's that one unit in Testudo left. and that's being hammered by both enemy infantry and cavalry. So in one massive hit there by the enemy, it looks to me like MANTU's lost most of his Silver Shield Legionnaires there through leaving them in Testudo, and that they were incredibly isolated out there, and the enemy just couldn't resist. I mean, it was a duty call there to attack those units in Testudo, I think, from the enemy team. And as I say, I think he might have one Silver Shield unit left there, but the rest of his Legionnaires have been taken out, I believe, at this stage of the battle. So he's lost, what, half of his infantry there. He's still got his pikes left and his general unit left there, but it looks to me like the rest of his Silver Shield Legionnaires have been taken out. Okay, so as I say, as a lot of you know, when I bring Spartans, I know I put my team in a cavalry disadvantage there, and the only thing I can do to make up for that is to be aggressive and attack the enemy as much as I can. Okay, remember, we've only got 11 cavalry, they've got 16. Okay, and that could well make a difference, especially towards the end of the battle. But as I say there, now what I've done, I've pushed my Greek cities back, drawing the Julii general closer to my units there. Can you see? Now when I'm ready, he's very, very close. So now I'm going to attack. Okay, I'm going to attack his forward units there. You can see my Spartans running forward, and bang, as I charge into his forward units of his battle formation there. Okay, so I wanted to get him close. If you notice, I drew him in closer by retreating and then attacked. But my guess is now Belisarius is going to move his infantry back. He doesn't want to take Spartans on head on with his Roman army, so he'll start, I think, moving his infantry back and trying to draw me away from my teammates. Okay, let's just see there. It wouldn't surprise me if he just pulls his infantry back. There you go. Okay, now he wants to pull his infantry back, and I think he wants to play a few games here. Okay, now what I mean by that is what he'd like to do now is for me to move forward again. Okay, wait till I just kind of touch his forward units, and then he'll pull back again and pull back again, trying to draw me away from my allies. Okay, he knows my allies are weakened, and now if he draws me away, his allies could then smash in to my allies, plus he's got his cavalry that he can bring around the other flank to smash in maybe into the flank or rear of my allies here. So Belisarius here wants me to follow his infantry and leave my teammates, okay, when I'm trying to chase down his infantry as he runs away. But as I say, that's the team tactic there, I think. Try and draw me away, and then his teammates try and take my teammates out. But I'm not going to play that game. As you notice, I know that's what he wants me to do. So what I'm going to do here, rather than chase his infantry, I'm going to pull back to my allies and stay close to my allies there. Okay, as I say, I'm not going to play his game. Let's get back here and try and support my allies there. As I say, with MANTU losing half of his infantry, all his legionnaires taken out, our team is severely weakened. We're already down to they've already got a massive cavalry advantage on us as well. So as I say, the last thing I wanted to do was to go around chasing enemy infantry around the battlefield, which is what they wanted, while they could then concentrate on taking out my allies. Okay, so as I say, you can see the enemy here. As I say, you can see our team is pretty defensive here. And as I say, look at the initiative that we've handed to the enemy. All we can do is react to enemy movements. And that's, you know, as we've said in several battle videos in the past, the moment you go defensive, the moment you go passive, then all the initiatives with the enemy, and we kind of got to dance to their tune. But that's what's happening at the moment here. You can see Ares looking here, maybe do a right flanking action. Look at the cavalry, their cavalry locked and loaded, ready to smash in there. You've got Belisarius' cavalry, well upgraded cavalry on the other flank there as well. You can see here, MANTU's got his Seleucid cataphracts with their 8 upgrades on, locked and loaded. He's going to have to be very selective how he uses his cavalry. Whenever you're at a cavalry disadvantage, you need to be very selective on how you use your cavalry. You must use it to optimum that you can. Okay, you can see, if you notice there, I pulled my Spartans back to draw that Brutii army forward. Now I'm going to charge into them, and bang, as I run forward into those Brutii units there. Okay, that's one of the tactics I do. I kind of move back, trying to attract enemy infantry to come forward, and then I attack. And as you can see there now, I'm trying to make the most of my Spartans attacking specifications there. I'm expecting Ares to come around my flank, but I'm hoping that MANTU with his Seleucid pikemen there will put a wall of pikes up there to stop him coming round while I'm attacking the Brutii troops. You've got Belisarius as Julii infantry there ready to charge in. Over here on our left flank here, you can see Belisarius, a couple of infantry units fighting Scorpion King's cavalry, plus you've got a lot of enemy cavalry on that flank as well. Okay, now just to give you a heads up on this, whoever wins eventually on this left flank, I feel will go on to win the battle. Okay, just give you a heads up on that. Okay, can you see MANTU bringing his cataphracts in? Remember, they've got 8 upgrades on. Get ready for this. They are going to crash into that enemy infantry and bang, as they smashed in there. Routed that enemy infantry unit on impact. Great hit there by MANTU. Great hit. Nice smashing hit there. Okay, so let's pause the game for a second here. So, okay, there's a lot of enemy cavalry there. They've routed one of Scorpion King's cavalry units there. There's more enemy cavalry coming over to this flank. But for the meantime here, a great double attack there by Scorpion King's infantry and MANTU's cavalry there has routed those units there. You've got more of Scorpion King's SBQR units coming over to the left flank, so we're doing well. Here you can see that LACJAC has put a few of his units into Testudo. Now remember, that's the classic Roman defense against pike or spear attack here, as I'm pushing forward into the forward units of his battle formation there. Okay, but meanwhile here, Ares, being a very good tactical and strategic player here, is coming around our right flank. Okay, as I say, I hope that MANTU can put a pike wall out there to stop him getting around behind my attacking Spartans. That would be great if he could do that. But once again, you can see Ares got cavalry units around here as well that he could charge into the rear of our fighting allies units over on that left flank. Okay, so as I say here, well done to MANTU getting his Seleucid pike wall out there to try and stop the enemy getting in behind us. But over on the left flank, I think between them, MANTU's cataphracts and Scorpion King SR's infantry doing really well here on this left flank. As I say, whoever wins on this left flank could well prove to go on to win the battle here. Okay, you can see a lot of enemy cavalry being brought over here as well as enemy infantry. Let's say Scorpion King and MANTU really doing well. Here you can see Ares bringing his Julio infantry around the rear of our battle formations now. And as I say, here you can see my Spartans really pushing into LACJAC's Brutii infantry there. Okay, so as I say, I'm being very aggressive, trying to make up for putting my team at a cavalry disadvantage here by being as aggressive as I can with my Spartans. Okay, but meanwhile, over on our left flank here, you can see that Scorpion King's SBQR cavalry and infantry charge in there, and bang, as they charge in there. We got our cataphracts over there as well. Oh my gosh, Scorpion King and MANTU have done an absolute fantastic job here on our left flank. Okay, let's pause the game for a second. So, between Scorpion King's infantry and MANTU's cavalry, look, they've routed a heck of a lot of enemy cavalry there. So they've played extremely well here on this left flank. But you can see a lot of red enemy Julii troops there, still there fighting. As I say, whoever wins eventually on this left flank, I feel will go on to win the battle. You can see Belisarius' infantry here charging in. Now you got Scorpion King's general there being attacked aggressively. Make no mistake here, the enemy will look to take his general out, and of course take away the morale bonus there if they can take Scorpion King's general out. Okay, he's already being heavily attacked. Now as you can see here, my Greek cities, I'm pushing into the Brutii troops as much as I can. Now should I go left to help MANTU, but he looks like his pikes have got it pretty well under control there, or should I go right to help Scorpion King? That's what I'm thinking here. Or should I just take out the rest of these Brutii troops here that I'm fighting? That's what the decision was, had to be made there, I think. But over here on our left flank, as I say here, you can see a lot of enemy Julii troops are being routed here by Scorpion King's infantry and MANTU's cavalry working hand in hand. Great bit of teamwork, great display of teamwork there by the two of them. But if you notice here, can you see, remember the enemy are the green Brutii and the red Julii here. Just look at the numbers. Oh my gosh, Scorpion King's general's just been taken out. Okay, you can see his general's just been routed there. Okay, now look at the numbers of that Julii cavalry and infantry in behind us here. Okay, now Ares here, as I say, is attacking the Seleucids there. If he kills a lot of those 120 man units, I think he's going to get some good kills there. Okay, he's killing a lot of those Seleucid 120 man units, so I'm thinking at the end of the battle he is going to get some good kills. Okay, over here on the left flank, as I say, I think MANTU and Scorpion King have done extremely well there, but I'm just looking at the enemy numbers here, and it looks like it could be a numbers game on this left flank. Let's say Scorpion King's lost his general. And as I say here, you can see Ares Julii troops attacking those Seleucid pikemen. Now, I just want to show you something here. You know, we've talked about if you attack pikemen head on, look, those Roman troops have got a real problem going down those pikes. But if you come in on the flank, can you see how those infantry units have worked their way around the flank? So there you can see they're attacking the flank of that pike unit there. They're not making any headway at the front, okay, because those pikes are keeping them at bay, but working around the flanks, like you can see they're working in on the flanks there. So I think Ares, if you can kill a lot of MANTUs, 120 man units, he is going to get some big kills there, I'm thinking. You can see here that LACJAC could come out of Testudo and attack as well. As I say, I'm pushing my Spartans forward there, but just look at the enemy numbers. As I say, to remind you again, the enemy are the red Julii and the green Brutii. Okay, everything else is us, and look here, you can see MANTU's units are starting to be attacked from the rear. Remember, Seleucid morale is not very good, and if they get attacked from the rear, the shock of attack from the rear very often will rout them. Okay, so now what am I going to do? Am I going to move my Spartans over to the right flank there to help Scorpion King? But I can see the cataphracts over there, so I'm thinking what the best thing for me to do is to go left here and try and help MANTU against that massive attack coming in on his pikes. Okay, so I remember here, I was going to go right to help Scorpion King, but I saw the Seleucid cataphracts coming in to help him, so I'm thinking, right, I'm going to go left. Here comes a hit from the Seleucid cataphracts, and bang, as they smash in to the rear of those Julii troops there. Okay, that was a massive hit. It's a hammer and anvil attack. Look, Scorpion King's SBQR troops, the anvil, and MANTU's cataphracts, the hammer there. But those enemy Julii troops held well. Remember, a lot of those enemy Julii troops have got an experienced stripe on. Okay. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. So, over here on our left flank here, you can see most of MANTU's Seleucid pike units have now been taken out. Okay, you can see that now. Right, I'm moving my Spartans over to try and shore up this flank now. But as you can see, I'm up against two armies there. LACJAC's Brutii army and Ares' Julii army there. Okay, so I'm going to be hit by two armies there, so I'm just hoping that my allies over on the left flank, Scorpion King and MANTU, can kill off those Julii troops and get over to help me. Otherwise, I'm going to be absolutely swamped by enemy numbers here. As I say, look at Scorpion King's SBQR troops and the Seleucid cataphracts of MANTU really pushing in on those Julii troops there. But if you notice, the Julii troops have got a general there. You see that general unit? And he's going to be giving morale to those troops. And remember, those Julii infantry are well upgraded. They've got an experience stripe on as well. And as I say, that really makes a difference, in especially towards the latter stage of the battle here. And you can see some more enemy cavalry coming over here to smash into MANTU's Praetorian cataphracts here. And bang, as they smash in there. Oh my gosh. Can the cataphracts hold? Can Scorpion King hold? Because I'm relying on them to come over to help me. Okay, so here you can see my Spartans now are fighting all that Julii infantry. And you can see the enemy Brutii infantry getting in behind me as well. They're going to smash into the rear of my fighting Spartans there. Okay, so you can see that. Remember, the rear of units in RTW are the weakest points. And here you can see LACJAC charging his Brutii troops into the rear of my troops there. Meanwhile, over on our left flank here, it looks to me like all of MANTU's Seleucid cataphracts have now been taken out, and Scorpion King has just got two infantry units left on this left flank. And as I say, I was hoping that between them they were going to win on that left flank so they could bring reinforcements over to help me. As you can see now, my infantry is surrounded from all sides and the enemy are pushing in from all sides there. I think that's my general's just been taken out, but you can see them, or is that Seleucid general just been taken out there? So let's just pause the game in a minute there, but you can see here my troops are fighting in all different directions now, with all that Julii and Brutii, enemy Julii and Brutii troops coming in from all sides there. Okay, now I just hope my allies can still win over on that left flank. If they don't, then all that infantry and cavalry on that left flank can then be brought over to here. Okay, let's just pause the game for a second here. So as I say, I've got units fighting in all different directions. But over on our left flank here, Scorpion King's last infantry unit has just been taken out. Okay, now the reason that's bad news for us is because it frees up all these enemy troops now to come over and smash into my Greek cities. Okay, so all those enemy troops now are now available to come over and smash into my Greek cities. Okay, I think there you are. Scorpion King's got one rallied unit there that he may well bring back into the fray. Okay, but it is a rallied unit, so its morale's going to be low. It's suffered loads of casualties there. And as I say here, my Spartans are being attacked there from all different sides. Remember, the enemy are the green and the red, and they're fighting my Spartans there. You can see some of my Spartan units starting to rout now under the pressure, and with all that extra infantry coming over from the other flank now, you can see another one of my units gone as well there. You can see that I think that the battle will be over soon. Oh, we've managed to rout the Brutio general, which I'm pleased about here, but look at all the enemy reinforcements coming over here now. So, as I say, I'm still being aggressive, still attacking with my Spartans as much as I can, but with all these enemy reinforcements coming over here, I'm not sure how long I'm going to be able to hold here. See enemy cavalry here as well, can get in behind me and attack my fighting troops. So as I say here, you can see several of my units starting to rout now as the enemy are pressing in. But as I say, all these reinforcements from the other flank, these victorious troops from the other flank, they're coming in to attack my troops there. As I say, got enemy cavalry in behind me here. Oh, you can see Scorpion King's alt-attacked an archer unit there. He's charging in there. Nice hit there. Routed that Julio unit. Well done to him, alt-attacking with that archer unit. But look at that enemy cavalry unit ready to charge in there as well. And bang, as it charges in there. We've got pilers being thrown into us as well. So that archer unit of Scorpion King has just been taken out by that cavalry. But look at the enemy numbers here pushing in on my Spartans. I'm still being aggressive. I'm still tapping on each unit. Attack, attack, attack here with my Spartans. Still trying to make the most of their attacking specifications. That cavalry going in there, and bang, it charges into the rear of my attacking troops there. Routed 2 of my units on impact. Okay, 2 of my units have been routed on impact there. 11 men in that unit, look, 8 men in that unit, both routed. So you can see now my Spartans are completely surrounded, and the battle will be over pretty soon, I think. I think we did quite well there, but a well played to the enemy team there. I think victory is well deserved for them there. As I say, yeah, it won't be long till my troops, now they're tired, they're battle depleted, they're surrounded by enemy troops, so won't be long till they routed, I don't think. Luckily I've still got my general there alive. I think he's still alive, so still give him morale. It's more of my troops starting to rout that. The cavalry unit going in there, that bang, as it charges in there. Oh, you can see Scorpion King has alt-attacked another one of his units, archer units there, charging in there. But as I say, you can see my Spartans are really completely surrounded there by enemy Julio troops. More Julio troops coming into the fray, pressing in on my troops. But I think the key here is that my general is still alive. Otherwise, I think all my troops would have routed by now. But as I say, I think just looking at the numbers here, it won't be long till my troops start to mass rout, I'm thinking there. Okay, you can see, as I say, Scorpion King SR here has alt-attacked that archer unit, and he's done really well with that. Now if he charges into those enemy troops, another one of my units gone, look, another one of my units routed there. You can see that Julio infantry really pushing in, really trying to kill my units as fast as they can. Now here, as I say, nice little move here by Scorpion King, going to charge into the rear. Bang, as he auto-attacks that archer unit there. Routed one of the enemy Julio units there. Nice move there by Scorpion King. Auto-attacking with his archers there. But as I say, here you can see I'm really pushing forward into the enemy troops, and you can see Scorpion King really pushing in there with his archer unit. Routed another Julio unit there. Really well done to him there. As I say, really pushing into the enemy. As I say, I'm still attacking with my Spartans, tapping on each unit. Attack, 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 trying to make the most of the units there. Okay, there's one thing I want to show you here. Can you see that Ares here, instead of having his general over with his troops, he's just killed off one of Scorpion King, last of Scorpion King's units there. So really he needed his general, I think, over with his troops to give that morale bonus. Do you think that, rather than chasing down kind of battle depleted units, maybe his general would be better over there giving morale to his troops? I don't know what you guys think about that. But I think he's concentrated so much here on this particular part of the battle, he hasn't thought to bring his general unit over to give morale to his troops here. And gradually, can you see, my Spartans have kind of grind down the enemy units there, with Scorpion King's alt-attacked archer unit there as well. Between us, we've kind of grinded down, if you like, the enemy troops there. There you can see the Julii infantry still trying to push in on my Spartans there. I noticed a couple of my Spartan units have glowed during the course of this battle, which of course has given them a battlefield promotion. Remember, when a unit does well in battle, it glows and it gets a battlefield promotion, which is a stripe. So a couple of my units, I believe, have got stripes on now. Okay, and oh my gosh, it looks like we've managed to turn this battle around and have really snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. I think we really have snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. And to show you how much of a battle of attrition this is, remember, my Spartans got 2 hit points and excellent specifications. Let's see what I've got left. Okay, so for this one unit here, okay, I've got 8 men in that unit. Remember, 2 hit points, excellent specifications, 4 men in that unit. Okay, I've got 7 men in that unit. Remember, these are 82-man units, 8 men in that unit. Okay, 82-man units these are. So you can see here 6 men in that unit. You can see here the casualties that I've suffered. And bear in mind, as I say, my Spartans got 2 hit points, excellent specifications. So you can see how they've been grounded down during the course of the battle. And there you are, Scorpion King's got 1 unit left there. Okay, so as I say, it's quite a spread out battlefield here with 2 intense parts of the battle here. You can see this particular part here with all the dead. And if we move across here, you can see there's more dead there. And then this massive lot of dead over here as well. I think this is where that big battle on the left flank was ensuing there, where I was hoping MANTU and Scorp were going to win to bring reinforcements over to me. But we managed to, as I say, really have managed to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat in this battle. And this is one of the closest battles I've been in for a while here. As I say here, that those couple of archer units, I think they've shot all their arrows now, and they're just going to wait for us to attack. And see, the enemy have admitted defeat there. And I'm just going to, as I say, that's the entirety of my Spartan army. Now let's put it onto triple speed there. As I say, at this stage of the battle, I always think it's best for the losing team, who's, you know, obviously lost, just to admit defeat. And let's get into the lobby and get another battle organised there. And it's just his general unit left now that he's kept over there away from my Spartan units. And as I say, it wouldn't surprise me if Ares admitted defeat now. See my Spartans moving over towards his general unit there. There you are, he's just admitted defeat. Okay, so first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. And there's something really special I want to show you in the battle kills here. Okay, something really unusual. Okay, so it was a close victory, as we thought. And what I'd like to do is show you the highest kills in the game goes to RTW player Ares. Okay, 2,266 kills in a 3v3 battle. Okay, I know he killed all of MANTU's 120 man units, which really pumps your kills up. But even though 2,266 kills, plus with those massive kills in a 3v3, he's in the losing team. How rare is that, to get massive kills like that in a 3v3 and still be in the losing team? I mean, that is, you know, really, really rare. So I'd like to say really well done to Ares there. Great kills there. As I say, killing those 120 man units of MANTU really pumps your kills up, as you can see. Well done to LACJAC. Possibly didn't get the kills that he wanted to there, but he played well. Well done to Belisarius. Got some good kills, good aggressive attacking there by him as well. And as I say, well done to Ares. Highest kills in the game. And as I say, with those massive kills and being in a losing team in a 3v3, how rare is that? Okay, I'd just like to say that old Spartan army of mine, I got some good kills there, 2,081. Bearing in mind I was only fighting 81 man units there. You know, there was no big units that I were killing there. So I think that's pretty good kills for my Spartans there, just fighting Romans. Well done to MANTU. Possibly didn't get the kills that he wanted to do there, but he played well with Seleucid, especially his cavalry units. And well done to Scorpion King SR. Got some good kills there. Was all over the battlefield, supporting all over the place there. Quick look at my Spartan statistics there. If you notice, I don't think there's anything really outstanding there of my Spartans, is there, I suppose? Oh, well, one unit killed 238 there, but I don't think there's anything really outstanding apart from that, maybe. So, There you go. So as I say, I hope you enjoyed this battle. As I say, a very rare Brotherhood team versus non-Brotherhood team battle there. And as I say, a very close battle as well. See you soon.